All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in the evening. I've got me a logistical haul here. We got that and that. All right, it's been a while since I've seen you guys. Since then, I've done a bunch of stuff. Learned some lessons, hard lessons, that unlocking things, you got to kind of pay attention to the licenses you unlock, because when you unlock the wrong ones, you end up spending a lot more money when you don't really need to yet. So far, I've unlocked all of these, including multiple unit I just unlocked, and we're going to use that tonight. I also did the DM3. I think that was a mistake. I should have saved up for the DH4, though. I hear the DH4 is shockingly expensive to use, but you use it as a road hauler because it has a lot of horsepower. Same with the, where's the other? The DE6. That's way expensive. And they're expensive to operate. So, and I found that, and I must be doing something wrong. My DM3 usage is costing a lot of money. Now, the DM3 is nice. That's the little British engine. It has a little bit more horsepower than the DE2. Actually, a decent amount more. And it also has a decent gearing system for heavy trains. But the train that we're about to take, this guy, I did not have enough traction to pull it, even though it should have had enough traction at 184 plus 23. So just over 200 tons. The engine should have been able to pull it, but I stalled out. So I'm going to do that tonight, but I'm going to do it by pulling 2 DE2s to accomplish our work. So the first things first, this is the main train here. We already know that this is here and ready to go. And we have one car way over here. And I'm not going to start the mission yet. We're going to get everything set up first because, as you know, it's, it's always good to do this stuff last. Now, we are going to use our shunter, this shunter here, because it's already hooked up to the car. Well, it's not quite hooked up, but is it? Oh, no, it is hooked up. Look at that. Is that tightened? That's tightened. Okay. This shunter is already hooked up to this car. And I'm going to make sure that that's all disconnected. Yep. So I'm just going to shunt these. So there it is. That's the DM3, the diesel motor 3. Like I said, it's a little more torque than the other engine, but it's also, I'm not sure how to drive it, and I think my driving it is what's damaging it, because I don't know exactly what I'm doing. My flashlight ran out of batteries, and I'm not sure how to replace that. Oh, well. But I'm going to pull this car back here and stop, and then we'll proceed after that. So let's go ahead and get this engine started. This one's pretty easy to start. Electrics on starter, click the start button, and it's already running. Look at that. Now, we have a very complicated gear set here. You'll see. You got there's 8 speeds available. It's like you're supposed to shift from here to here, and then back down to there, and then here to here, and then here to here, and then here to here to here, and then you could go here and put that there, and that goes there, and then this goes there, and then that goes. You had 700 gears. I think 8's the actual number. I'm being facetious here. Here, get it here to here. Let's check our brakes. Everything looks good. No brake pipe warning. I just do a simple 6 pattern, so we won't even get there tonight. But you can watch the RPMs go up at about. About 70 RPM. I'm going to switch it gears here. I think that might be what's damaging it. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to shut the throttle off before I throw it, but they don't really tell you much about it. Yeah, we should probably throw some backlights. It's all right. Can't really see. Wipers. There we go. That'll fix that. And I'm just going to pull this back and shut the engine off. We need to back that other train up here and pick this car up. This is the last car on the train. But that's what I'm saying. I'm going to get this all set up before we go all willy-nilly and take the job, because it's going to take a while to get where we're going. And I want to make sure we have enough time to do that and get the bonus, because the bonus really helps us deal with the high expense of things. Alright, get this crossing. So once we're past this crossing here, we'll be okay. And I'll park it just on the other side of this crossing so that cars can go through those imaginary vehicles. I'm just going to use this brake because we're going to shut the engine off. There we go. Put it back in first gear. Engine's going to be in neutral. We're idling. Fuel cutoff off. Electric's off. And there we go. So she shut down. We're no longer paying for this engine. But that probably cost me $3,000 right there to back that up like that. And that to me gets really annoying. I don't know why we have to pay that, but that's how they did it. So all right, we're going to open this up. This is going to go this way. And I need to go through here because I changed these around. I was doing some switching over here. I've done a lot of work since I saw you guys last time. Mostly up in this area, but some places other than this also. There's several places I have not been yet on the map, which is fine. Okay, so we've got our diesels in here. Let's go ahead and grab these little guys out of here. And I'm only going to run one to start with, and then we'll turn the other one on once we need it. And unfortunately, this is on... See, that sucks because I'm on the wrong track. I need to get over on this spur. And I think in order to do that, I have to pull all the way through the tunnel. Like, I'm going to have to do it, but... Yep, that's how we're doing it. And then we'll back the train back here, pick up that car, and we'll be ready to go. But then at that point, that's when we start the mission. So you can see here I've gotten the self-service, so I've got these engines all full and ready to go. We're going to hop up into this engine, and I'm not going to use that other engine yet. We're just going to push it around. Start this guy up. I'm so used to using the rolly wheel that this one has to be held for a couple seconds. There we go. And she's running. Lights are on. Forwarder on. Brake off. Brake off. Independent brake off. And we're just going to scooch up an inch. Looks like we need to put the wipers on here too. Then we're inside. You know I'm raining on the inside. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't want to hook the MU hose up yet. Okay. Hose on. Hose on. I didn't hear the brakes hiss. This engine has also been serviced and is ready to go. Everything's closed up. Make sure that's closed. Yep, so we should be all set. And that's off. These are not on because we didn't use them. Okay, I think I left the brake on the other engine, so let's go turn this off. Yep, that was on. That's why we're not getting any traction. This is the first time that I mentioned that I've ever run two engines together, so we'll see how this goes. I think it'll be fine. I mean, I wonder if there's a... I could, you know, I could grab that car now. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I don't have to do the whole train. You'll see. I got an idea now. Sometimes you have to kind of think about the solution. I've got a solution. And we're going to... I can turn these... Now, okay, we do have a Houston. I've actually heard tell that that's not what was said. We have a problem. We are headed the wrong way. These engines need to be turned the other way. So, now one thing you could do, and I've heard people saying this, you could lash these together so that one's going one way and one's going the other way. And that would be a great idea, actually. I didn't do that. Unfortunately, these are both facing the same way. So I've got kind of a stupid train going on. So I got a couple things that I need to fix. But I'm going to do that right now. And I got the idea how to do it. Pretty easy fix here. I'm just going to take some track jumping. Okay, so... no, I want that off. I want the brake on this one. Oh, we don't want the wheel slip. That's bad. So this engine is notorious, I guess. Wheel slipping damages the engine incredibly quickly. So you got to be, I think that was real bad there, what just happened. Once again, learning the ropes. This is going to go to the left, right? No, that's going to the right. Straight. Think about how to do this. This is the one I wanted to switch. So what I'm going to do is, unfortunately, I got to turn this engine back on, which is going to cost a fortune. I should have probably turned the other engine off. And we're just going to shove it. Take this car and shove it. Okay. Make sure that's in the forward position. And here we go. That did not sound good. I think that's probably how you're supposed to shift, is throttle on like a car. Okay, and off we go. I gotta catch that car. Brakes. Brakes, 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 brakes. Come on, turn the brake on, turn the brake on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. 100%. Okay, good. That's what we needed. And, oh, look, that actually worked out well. This engine can go... Oh, did it pass the thing? Oh, no. No, perfect. We can put this on the spur here, get it out of the way. I was thinking I was going to have to back it around, but no, that's perfect. We can just dump it right here, put it back into first gear. Let it hit about 80. Shift it. I think that's how you're supposed to do it, and that's why I've been glunking the engine and damaging it every time I use it. Oh well. All right. Wipers off, fuel cut off, and engine off. Perfect. Oops, probably close the door. You'll pay for... We'll make it up, though. We're going to make this... This is going to be like a $30,000 job. So we'll make up for that. Don't worry. Okay. And... For now, I don't know why I did this engine. I should have just done the other engine. For now, we're going to run this engine because this is the one that's in the front. And it makes the most sense. Okay, flip all these on. Start her up. Brakes off. Yeah, everything's off. And put it in forward. Lights on. Did I do the same thing? Out of habit, I think I probably put that wheel all the way on. Yep. You could actually probably run these without MU. You just have to jump back and forth a lot. But multiple unit will allow you to control both engines with one, which is really how you should do it. But okay. Pass that switch. And brakes on. Alright. Make sure those are all set. Those are all set. Okay, there's our car. Let me in. Okay, and then we're going to put the reverser on. Brakes off, and a little bit of reverse power. Wipers can go off, I think, because it doesn't look like it's raining anymore. Oh, this will be fun. I'm getting excited about this. And we're going to have probably the longest train that I've pulled. So that's kind of exciting, too. And that's got brakes, so we're good. Hook that up. Come on. Hook that up. Turn that on. Brake pipe on. And we're going to turn this off. Good. Okay, and back forward. These are off. That's off. That's off. No brake pipe warning, so we're good. We did spin wheels a little bit. Oh, and the brake pipe is kicking in for some reason. Oh, it's filling up the cars, I think. Right? Oh, no. You know what? I farked up. I do this. This is becoming a habit for me. Unfortunately, I got to really work on this. I didn't connect the connector properly, which caused this to screw up. I always do this, but then I forget to do this. You got to do that, or you end up with a broken brake line because it just disconnects. It doesn't break it, but it disconnects. Okay, trying that again. There we go. And that's why it slipped. That's the brakes went on and the thing slipped. And all right, so now we're on our way around. Doesn't it sound like we got a trail brake on somewhere? Is this, yeah, I left that on. Okay. That's so awesome that you can actually hear that. Like, that's a pretty, like, upgraded thing I'm going to say realism as I run along by myself catching my own train, which is not realistic, but still it's cool nonetheless. And hopefully we're set on our tracks. I'm not quite sure. We should be going through on track 1, and then we'll back up and pick up the... Though we could actually go to the right. I don't know if all the tracks are clear on the right side of the platform, though. I'm not sure. We might have to... So I know for sure the left side is clear. So let's go ahead and get this out. That's having... Both of these are having us go straight. There's the cars that we need to pick up way up there. Yeah, so far that looks good. Yep. Once again, I don't know if I can go through on the other side, so we'll just leave it. And as the sun comes up, I can turn my cab lights off. There we go, it's bright enough out. It's kind of a hazy day still. Enough moisture that we got residual on the windows. I know I blow the horn like an American, but that was way early too. I don't know if they, in Europe, if they blow the horns. I think there's a lot of different rules than there are in America. It probably depends on the country and all that good stuff, but... So we're gonna go all the way down to the end, into the tunnel, and then we'll back up and we need to get those cars off of 3S. And then once we back up to them, that's when I'll start the mission, and then we'll hook them up and we'll take them. So that's how that's going to work. And we'll hook the two engines up together too, so we're actually operating both engines. I'll get the other one started and we'll get it into multiple unit mode, and that way we have the double power and double traction. So we should be able to handily... The last time this train stalled out on me. Because I was using just the little blue engine that almost had enough power, but not quite. So this will allow us to hopefully power our way up over the hill with this heavy train of 400 tons. I guess people were saying that you used to be able to pull a lot more, and then they kind of changed the physics a little bit, and now it's much harder to pull. Which, that's fine. I mean, it's probably more realistic, right? Okay, we're past, so. Nope. Wow, it took a little while to stop there. And I'm going to walk to the back of the train. And make sure that these are all set the way that we need them set so that we can get out there. The little sound it made, it was like, whoop. Okay, so that's this one. And then this switch takes us to the right, which will put us onto track 3. That's correct. Okay. Ah! Now we're going to have to bail off because we're going uphill, so I'm going to... There we go. That worked. And I'll have to keep throttling on and off. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Looks so good. So the shadows right there. That looks a little weird, but the glare and stuff looks nice. Looks realistic. Okay, slow that up. And we'll thunk them together. Thunk. Good. All right, we'll hold that all together. Brakes are on. And so I'm going to walk over here to the place now, and we'll go ahead and get the mission started. Give me 1 sec here. I have to answer an email. I'll be right back. I'm work from home. I've got cellulitis, so I can't go into work. I'll be going back tomorrow. All right, so we got this. It's lame excuses, but pop that in, grab that. Good. Okay, pop that in, grab that. Good. All right. The one thing I need to check real quick here on these logistical hauls, we're going to pick that up. We're going to drop that one at B6S at the MF station. And this is going to C. So that's going to C. Okay. So I got 2 different locations to drop off. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. So these engines are up front. I'm going to hook these, not without making mistakes. This is all hooked up and good. Get in here, and there's so many things to remember. Okay, so this is going to go here. That's going to go there. This is going to go here. That's going to go there. That's going to take a little while because that's a lot of cars. Loosening the brakes. And we're going to loosen the brakes over here. There we go. Brakes are engaging. Last but not least, I'm going to squeeze my way between these 2 engines, and our multiple unit hookup is going to happen here. I'm going to go ahead and... Now, interestingly... So is this running? Well, that scared the bejesus out of me. Okay, so that... We'll put the little red light on the back. I don't really need it because it's not the end of the train, but whatever. That'd be fun. Just turn it off. Okay, so this engine... I'm not sure how this works. Once the multiple unit is hooked up, I'm not sure how to engage it. Like in real engines, there's a switch. But here it just seems like that's it. Like, what is this? What is that? Is that a fuel shutoff? Close that. This is off. Put that on the forwarder. And I don't see... Yeah, there's no control switch here. Master unit. Lead or dead. Cab heater. Oh, does that work? No. Sometimes this area... No. And once again, I'm just looking because I haven't... Maybe there's a... Actually, let's take a look real quick in the manual. Manual. Trains. Infrastructure. Motorized. Powertrains. Reverser throttle. Drive overheating. Electric. Hydraulic. Diesel mechanical transmissions. Nope. General information. Multiple unit. In Derail Valley, there are two types of multiple MU for short. By design, the MUs are designed for permanent connection of multiple vehicles, such as a steam locomotive with tenders, lengthy people movers, by cable or MUs that are connected by MQ cable. Some motorized rail vehicles are coupled by cable with the blue cable on either end. This cable can be connected to another vehicle's MU cable in a handshake manner, similar to how air hoses connect. When the vehicles are MU connected, they operate in unison, controlled from a single locomotive cab by the single driver, as if they were a single unit. This feature is available on some electric, diesel hydraulic locomotives, or rail cars. That means that they're going to plan all these things for later in the game, it sounds like. The vehicles must have their engines and breakers turned on individually. Engines and breakers turned on individually for the MU connection to work properly. So I didn't start that other engine, so I need to go start it. MU automatically adjusts vehicle orientation, so it's possible to have some of the vehicles reversed in a multiple unit setup. Headlights take this into the account too. Combining vehicles with self-lapping brake is possible. Non-self-lapping and self-lapping. But only the self-lapping brake handles can be operated in this configuration. It is possible to remotely control a locomotive in the MU setup too that's using that controller, but beware that combining different types of vehicles via MU might result in asynchronous behavior, lead to one unit overheating, losing traction, spending more fuel, or experiencing something else differently than another unit. To help with this, alerts from any of the affected units propagate to all MU connected instruments. To connect vehicles together using the multiple unit cables, a driver must own... Yeah, I've got that. Okay. So we need to go over next door. I'm glad I read that because that actually helped a little bit. I mean, the one thing I didn't do was to turn this engine on. So, theoretically, we should now be... Put that on throttle handle out. And put that in. Loosen those, loosen that. Did I turn the brake off on the car? That's a good question. I did. Okay, and we will get brake lights once again. Still, these lights will flicker and flash. So let's go ahead and pull the handle. Oh, sweet. This is going to cost a fortune. But boy, that is cool to have both engines pumping away there. And now that we're over the hill, I can shut that off. Now, these have no dynamic brakes, so I have to use the actual brakes to do brakes. And once again, I try to keep it, for the most part, it seems like 30 is the safe. You can get going faster if you want, but 30 seems to be about the safe speed. So we're coming down out of GF here, and we're going to make, we need to go to MF. So we can either go the southern route along the river or go the northern route. I think we'll go to the north because I haven't been up there yet. So we'll try that route. Just going to try to keep the speed around 30 because I don't know what we're going to hit. No, I think in real life you would put the engine, the loco brake on first, and then apply the train brake because that'll take the slack up so that when you apply the brakes it doesn't break the couplers. But on these kind of engines, I'm not sure if that, in Europe, if that still applies. In America, that's how they do it. They put the engine or the dynamic brake on first, and then a couple seconds later they apply the train brake. This game really does make you feel like you're in a train. I love that. So far so good. Everything looks good. Everything's in the green. Speed's a little on the high side, but we're doing okay. We're slowly slowing down, which is what I want. I don't want to be like slamming to a halt. And we want to go to the right up here and then to the left, I believe. Yeah, we're turning right and then left. So through the corners, we're going to keep it at about 30 miles or 30 kilometers an hour. Which way are we headed on this one? I wish we'd... Okay, so now we're going to go the correct direction. And what does it say for speed? 6 through there, so we don't have to worry about brakes too much. I can kind of pull those off a little bit. Let that settle. And we're on level ground. Once again, thanks to everybody for all your hints. I know the first 4 or 5 videos I didn't listen to the hints because I was learning the game and I played it all in one night, so I didn't see any of your comments. But by now I've read lots of the comments. I feel much more comfortable playing the game. Once again, I wish I would have unlocked things. Like I wouldn't have unlocked the L or the diesel. The DM3 is kind of useless to me right now. I would have left just this engine unlocked and then moved up to the bigger DH4 for the next engine, because this one is plenty. All right, so we got that. We're going to the left, which is what we want, and we have a speed limit of 6, and we're at 3, so we're fine. Pretty neat stuff to have 2 engines. I keep harping on it, but it's sweet. And they're working together nicely, just as they should. You could probably even run 3 of these together. That probably is moving into the inefficiency. Maybe not the best way to run them. All right, so coming up here, it looks like we got some fairly curvy track. So I'll run it up to 40 maybe, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, we're starting to get into the grade here, so we're going to burn a lot of fuel during this section of the journey. And having played around off camera with it, and I'll have to use the 3 for a trip, so you guys can see how it works. This engine is much easier to operate than the British DM3. It's neat though. It's a neat device, but these are definitely easier to use. So I wonder what the weight limit on this is. I'm not sure. Like I said, people were saying 400 tons max on this engine by itself, and here we are pulling a 200-ton train, and you can see I'm at like half throttle now, and we're struggling getting up this hill. And I don't want to go into the wheel slip zone or overheat it. Now it's nice to have those 2 engines going because we got lots of extra traction, but still, we're pulling hard, and we've only got 200 tons on the back. So I don't think 400 tons is realistic. Maybe 300 on this setup, but we're working. Once again, this is a 1% upgrade. There was up to 2%, I think, going up. 2.2 or something like that. It's the highest grade I've seen so far. So, yeah, 200 tons about it. But it's also a learning experience, so I may find that, you know, like, oh, we're fine. I'm going to pull a little bit more power. Yeah, we're really starting to lose speed now. Once again, the slower we go, now we're starting to gain, that's good. The slower we go, the harder it is to get wind into these engines and they start to overheat, so I prefer to have some speed as we go up the hill. But this is the fun of this game. It's not like a heavy hauler. It's, you know, if you want like the big long trains, Train Sim World is still kind of the better bet. But if you like to obviously the fun of running your own railway, paying and taking care of the engines, like doing the maintenance, really having to plan ahead financially, and a lot more interactive. You know, you set up the train, you then take the train somewhere. There's a, you know, and then you fill the train up with stuff, and then you take it back. I can run this train all over the place. I'll get a bunch of orders for it. I can just keep running this train, and that's neat to me that you can do that. It really gives you a lot more flexibility over Train Sim, but Train Sim World still does have the cool freight ops. So I mean, that's the one place that it is better. We're going to drop the diesel usage again. And I would expect, once again, we're probably going to pay a decent amount of money to use this because we are having to use a lot of fuel. Once we get into the yard, we can shut one of the engines off, but lordy. Okay, so we really need to shut it down. We're headed the right way. I should have checked that first, but okay, brakes. No, turn this off. Radio off. Brakes off. We're going to stop. That's all right. Better safe than sorry. I didn't want to come to a complete stop, but I couldn't turn I got panicked and I couldn't shut the radio off. I saw those threes and it was like, oh, shut it down. Get that speed taken care of. Too fast. Too fast. I don't want to live up to the game's namesake, and that is Derail Valley. I don't want to see broken windshields or damaged engines. Pretty sweet. So this is kind of like operating a narrow gauge or small potatoes railway, and I like that. It's fun. So we're going down now? I guess we are. So we'll just let it coast. This is where we save on fuel. Fives. And coming up next, the next thing that we're going to be passing through is FF, which is, I have no idea, forest factory or furniture factory. We got a 3 up here, so we need to slow down mightily. Don't go off the rails. That's the 3 right there. We made it. There's whatever we're going to. That's the Freedom Factory, FF. So once again, I made this trip sort of. I made it halfway and then I stalled out in the the DM3, which is the British locomotive, and didn't make it all the way because that engine just does not have the... It was slipping at the top on the steepest section, and I couldn't get the train to go all the way up the hill. It just kept slipping backwards and breaking traction. And so that's the one plus about this setup, is it looks like... And this... But it was even struggling here, like back where we had that first grade. Like, it doesn't do grades as well. It can do them real slowly, but that's inefficient, and it's damaging to the engine, so yeah. Oh, that's pretty with the tunnel going above it. Wonder how you get up there. Is that on the map? It is indeed. It's a loop. Now we got an interchange coming up here. I'm not sure what the speeds are going to be, but we'll let them know we're coming. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. My instincts are telling me to slow down. Oh, we're going 52, so yeah, my instincts are really telling me to slow down. We are going to the left, which looks like that's the way we want to go. Wow. And left again, maybe? Sure, why not? Yeah, this is all open on this side. And back to the right through this empty track. So this is a pretty big facility here. Not sure what this is, but alright, so we've passed through this yard. There's some engines over there we could use later. This little engine spawns everywhere. That's a good shunter, though. You know, for all the shunting work, you should be using this engine. Maybe the if you could figure out how to use the British engine properly, that can work too for bigger trains, but this is the engine. Alright, so our next maneuver is going to be going to the right at this next spur. We got quite some distance to go before we get there. This is a pretty little drive. Pretty little hate machine. Was that Alanis Morissette? 'Cause I'm here to remind you what a jerk I am when things don't go my way. Uh-oh. Big hill. But even with the hill, we're starting to gain speed, so that's good. And I'm not over temperaturing yet, though we're close. And from what I understood, that shows us all the engines combined, so whichever one's probably hottest is the one that we're seeing. That's probably the unit behind me, because it doesn't have the vent forward. Well, it does the vent forward, but it's blocked. This might have been the spot where I... Is this where I... No. I'm thinking that might have been the spot where I fizzled out, but I don't think so. I think I gotten past the next junction. It was up towards the top of that mountain before we get to IMW where I... But pretty much right after the split. But I don't think this split caused me any trouble, if I remember right. So we shall see. Power down. Power back up. Yeah, you gotta keep your engine running slow. You never know when a mountain goat's gonna run out in front of you. You have to slam on those brakes. Or a fallow deer here in this, what looks like either Germany or Switzerland. I feel like we're either in the German or Swiss Alps. Especially with these trestles. Those are very German-looking trestles. Let's get back in the engine and see where we're at. 20. Increase the throttle. What are we doing? Heat temperature. Okay. Cut that back. Let that drop. And we have a junction coming up. I hate seeing that when it's overheating. It's like, oh no. 5 to the right, we're doing fine. I'll be back. All right, this is definitely the segment of track where I got caught out. We go to pretty quickly here. We go to a 2.2. You can see we're climbing up here in the mountains. I think. Are we seeing our line over there? There's a line over there, and that would only make sense that that's us. After we go around the back side of these mountains. Come on. These engines should theoretically have enough power to get this up and over, but we'll see. This is looking pretty steep. So I don't see other tracks here. I'm not sure what these... Oh, that's just a tunnel we're going into. Okay. I don't know. Oh, wow. Toot toot. We are really high up on the mountainside here. I didn't make it this far last time, so we're doing a lot better than I did last time. I'm sure we're burning fuel like crazy, though, but we're also going really fast. I need to cut that back. All of a sudden, we're moving. That must have mean we went over the peak, which means that we're now downhill. Okay, that doesn't sound promising. Pushing the limits of the track. Okay, all right, so we're down. I think we're downhill now. Throttles are off. Let's see what's coming up. I don't know. We got a long ways to go, though, still. Wow. All right, guys. I'm going to work my way through the mountain valley here. I guess I'm not sure if I'm keeping you with me or not. I'm thinking maybe I do some edits because this is a long trip. So enjoy the edits. And we've popped out at this facility. This looks like an iron ore mine is what this is. Ferrite maybe is what they're calling it. FF, ferrite mine? I don't know. Well, we can look in our facilities directory. FF is MF, IMW, FF. Or this is IMW, right? I can probably turn my brakes off. That's okay, though. Iron Ore Mine East, IME. Okay. So then if this is this is, what is this? And we're going to go ahead and blast on through here, by the way. I forgot to. This is so Iron Mine West. Shoot, stop. Oh, crap. That's going to cause damage. Well, it is what it is. I mean, $7,000 later. So tucked away in the mountains up here, and this really was a long trip. Now coming up from MF, which is where we're headed, from the mine facility or machine factory or whatever, not so bad. But coming up from where we were from GF, that's a good 25-minute ride. I kind of was falling asleep there for a little bit. Need some coffee. It was a relaxing, quiet trip. Gonna be going into the tunnel and down a hill, maybe? I don't know. No, looks like it's level, so that's good. Keep the throttle on a little bit. Whoa, low tunnel. Watch your head, donk. And let's take a look. Start planning our facility entrance. We're going to be going to CS 2 is our primary track with our front car going to B. C. So what do we hit first? We're coming from the north. Oh, get this turned off. Hang on, we've got an interchange coming here. We're going to be going to the left. Wipers can go off. Okay, looks like we're already scheduled to go left, and it's a 5, so we're doing fine speed-wise, so we can continue our Derail CS2 and B6S. And that's at the machine and factory. Overview. One's got to go, let's see, so once again, one going to B, one going to C. So I would say... we pull in, and we're coming from the north. So we're going to want to go left. We can stop. I'll pull the B through, back up and get the C and pull the C through. So we can do that. Okay. What are we doing here? Why are we stopping? Guess we're on a bit of a grade, huh? I'm thinking we're going to be going to the left here, right? Yeah, staying to the left. I'm not sure what's to the right there, but it's short. Sorry about that. Almost stalled out. But still, with the multiple units, we have the power. We've got the power. Got the power, got the power, got the power. Got the power, got the power of the hour. So from the north, we're going to be turning left into the... And that will be... Yeah, we still got a ways. Going to get down this thing here, whatever this is. Come on, baby. This is a pretty steep hill. I'm shocked. It came out of nowhere. Definitely haven't come into the factory from this side before. This is a new approach for me. Definitely a pretty ride, though, but... Oh my gosh. Well, we aren't losing speed. We're not overheating, but... it's definitely taking it out of the engine. Quite the hill. Cause choo-choo, ooh, you're gonna climb. I want to go faster. I mean, we're not overheating yet. I suppose I could add another notch. Let's watch what happens. Well, we gained temperature and amperes, but we didn't gain any speed. It is going up, though. Once again, we're going to go to the left. We're coming in from the north. We're going to head left out to the B spur. We're going to stop before it splits. We're going to take the single car to its destination and then take the double car to the rest of the train to its destination. And hopefully we've gotten here in enough time. We should have. I don't think they put the time bonuses on here. 80 minutes. Well, we've been going for about 30. Yeah, we should be fine. How about this one? What do we got? 80 minutes. So we need to keep moving when we get there. We want to make sure we get those the bonus is going to really make this worthwhile. And here up ahead we can see the factory town. So I can't imagine pulling a 300 or 400 ton train. I don't see this engine being able to do that. I know theoretically it's supposed to, but it doesn't seem like you could. All right, so we want to go to the left. It looks like we already are. Man, this place is huge. And then if we do the shunting missions, I bet you we'll have to load these. Alright, that is already going to the left. And that's our first interchange, so that's good. For the B rail, it's going to be all the way to the left. To get to E, we would have had to go to the next interchange, which is there. Coming up on the next interchange, brakes. We need to stop. I don't. Okay, I want to go to the left with this car. But with the rest of them I don't. So we're going to stop here. That's good. And I'm going to open this up. And at this point, we can crank this engine down. And fuel off. And going to turn this brake on, and we're going to flip that switch, take that off, click on that, snap that, and okay, off we go. So that engine's done with. Okay. And if we look at the chart, go to chart B. We need to go to what? What are we asking for? B6. So we need to go to chart B. And 6 is going to, coming from the north, 6 is all the way to the left. All right. So coming up here, it's turning to the left. Man, there's a need to rush, but there's no need to rush so fast that we get ourselves into trouble. So they got a 4-0 to the left. That's going to be where these cars are parked. 6S. I can't. So this is going to be 4, 5. I think 6 is going to be the outside track. And according to our chart, that is correct. Yeah, there is no... Sometimes there's a runaround track that's there. Oh, look, there's all the cars that are coming out of that factory. all the Ladas. Actually, those look like Yugos. Even worse. All right. And this car can have its brakes put on. And I'm gonna split. Brake. Close that. Close that. Brakes off. So we need to get up ahead here to the track. There should be a track in the middle of this yard that's empty. Usually there's a breakthrough or a run through. We'll find it. I think it's going to be 30. This track right there. Is that clear? That is clear all the way back. So this is the one that we want. Okay, and we're going to run backwards. So once again, don't forget to shut that secondary diesel off once you get to the nice flat yard. There's no reason to run two here, and that you got to pay for that fuel. So, you know, we're lugging a little extra weight, but that's okay. It's cheaper than running both engines at the same time. So I believe that's a dead engine right now. We're not paying for any of the fees on it. I don't want to know the fees, but they're going to be high. So the next thing we got to do is get over to yard C here, and our call on that one is C2S. So let's take a look here. C is going to be we let the cars, we're going to go to the right, and coming from the north, C2S is the center track. Okay, and that's for sure what they want. C2S. Okay, it is what they want. So there's our cars back there. Slow her down a bit. So that's the track we need to come in next. This is the B yard, that's the C yard, and the 2S is going to be up the center. At least theoretically it should be. And we're going to just slowly cruise up here. And so that was a fun trip. Definitely a relaxing evening driving the trains. Actually, early afternoon for me here, but my last day off of work. I got to go back tomorrow. And it turns out my coworker has COVID, so I'm praying that I have it. Because if I have it, we have to take a full week off. It's the only way I'm going to get vacation. I don't get my job. I don't get vacation for the first year, which sucks. The job's great, but the vacation part sucks. I'm kind of needing a break right now, just brain-wise. So this was nice to actually have a sickness. Got cellulitis. I got to stay home and put my legs up, and I'm like, oh darn. But the day of fun is over, and I got to go back to work tomorrow. So, especially now that he's gone. But that worked out well. My legs are no longer swollen, so that's good. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk it back and make sure. Okay, this is going straight. This one is not going the right way. Come on. Okay, that's going straight back, and there's 2S. That's where we're going. Okay. Forwarder on. Brake pipe looking good. Brake pipe is good. All right. Everything's off. And son of a... I forgot something. God dang it. Every friggin' time. And once again, I forgot to tighten the coupler. Once again, in America, once you're coupled, you're coupled. You don't have to deal with this secondary screw thing, and that's years of playing train games have left me with a bad habit of not checking that. So it's completely my fault. But it's not necessarily my fault because we don't do that in America. We don't have. That's done. Once you're done, that's done. There is no, and we use knuckle couplers. They're different. Son of a biscuit. It's tight now, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Actually, I gotta wait. I gotta wait until the reservoir kicks. Yeah, there we go. Once that secondary needle drops down to like 1, then we'll have the brakes are pressurized, and I am ready to go forward. There we go. 0. I love the way it's like, eh. So we will service these engines at the end of the video. But the first things first is we need to get these cars put on the track, and we need to get the orders turned in so we get paid with the bonus. If I spend time screwing around dealing with the engines, we will not make any money. But then once we've done that, then we'll find the track where the engines get serviced, which is way over there. It's on the other side of town. We'll get the engine serviced and we'll deal with that portion of it. But I'm not going to do that first. I'm going to get these cars parked first. So. See how we're doing. And the whole train has to be on that siding before I can stop it, so let me start stopping though. So we're almost there. Full brakes. Ta-da! Okay, now I'm going to go back in the engine and we're going to set this brake. We're going to turn these off. Neutral. And engine fuel off. Electrics off. And she's all set. Okay, then all we have to do is brake this. Take that off. Put that on, close that up. Close that. And turn the brakes on this car, and we are considered fully delivered. So now we got to find the house, which looks like it's over here. It's got the green light on the roof. Station office. Let's see how we did. 8. Completed. 61 minutes. We made it. $6,000. Perfect. Now let's do the big one. Perfect. 61 minutes. $32,000. The big one. Let's see how much they're going to charge us for the engines. Oh, Lord Jesus. 30. Yeah, insurance needs us to pay $8,000 to clear the fees, but we can do this for less. I told you that L80 is $1,700 just for moving that car backwards. It's ridiculous. L11, those are the 2 engines that we used to pull it up over the pass. We're going to get that for a much lesser price. Let's go ahead and get that done. So we have no fees. But this is how the game really, you got to watch, because they ding the crap out of you for using the engines. I mean, it's not pleasant. Bend over and take it like a man. Okay, this engine I can drive now, right? I thought I got DH. This locomotive requires DH4. I thought I had DH4. But maybe I don't. That's awesome. That's a big steam locomotive. Wish we could go inside that. The DE6 looks pretty cool. That's $200,000 though. Okay, so that is where the service facility is, right there in this track, and so we need to get our engines out over here, down into this grassy area. That's going the right way. That's going the right way. And this one will not be going the right way because that's where we have to come out anyway. So we're just going to go ahead. We're going to move ahead and bring the engines out. All right, so start this bad boy back up again. And forward. Brakes off. So how much money do I have right now? 74, but we're going to spend about 15 of that in repairs. So we made 40,000 about coming down here. We're going to lose 10 in repair. And that's how it is. I don't know if it's cheaper to run a big single engine to do that kind of stuff. Probably, I would imagine. But who knows? This game is a little weird on how all that stuff works. So we'll figure it out. So we need to get the track coming back the other way. It's kind of scary out here. You can't really tell where the tracks are. I feel like I'm on my own. Somewhere here is the track. There we go. Okay, and backwards. Dork. Put it in reverse. You can't do that now. Gotta wait till it stops. Okay, there. To the roundhouse. I think we're back on flat ground here, so. That's where we came from. This is where we're going. Once again, this should be set right back to the roundhouse, so. I checked it. Well, I guess I can ride in here. No harm done. Honk, honk. The horn is not working from here. I'm letting all those people know, honk. So if I have the money left over, I will unlock that D4. In the next episode, we'll take that one for a run. Because I'd like to see, like, how much cheaper is it to, you know, operate that on the journey, you know, than using two of these. Now, that was also an empty train. You get a lot less money for pulling empty trains. Some people say that the 4 is more expensive to run. That's the 6. That's the 4. They say the DH4 is more expensive to run than the 6, the DE6. Almost all the way stopped. And this engine should be on the grid for operation. Let's take a look here. I think I need to back it up a little bit more. Shoes and socks. That's off, right? Okay. Okay, so wow, we really burned a lot of diesel. That's where the big price came from. You can overfill, by the way, so that's why I do it like jerky like that. So right there is like $5,000. There's our wheel slip right there. Keeper's criminy. $7,000, yeah. But that's half of what they were asking, so yeah, it's just crazy how much they charge for that stuff. Oopsie. Okay, let's shut her down. Electric's off. And we'll say same thing for here. Put that on there. Boop. Oh God, this took a lot more fuel. Okay. Bend over. Take your medicine. Okay, so 8,000 total. That's not too bad compared to the like 30 that they wanted to charge us. I can handle that. Thanks. So we've taken care of our expenses on those engines. We still have to pay for the other engine that we used, which was the switcher. I want to call it the LMB. That's not what. The D3M or DM3 or whatever they call the DM thing. So we've taken care of that. It is fees. Oh, copay paid. Okay. So we took care of it. All right. Licenses. Got them all. There's still several that we need to do. But we could... once again, we got all these that we can do. Train length 2 would be nice. Military 1, military 2, those are all good ones. Let's take a look at... Ooh, no, I want DH4. Oh, you son of a... So, in order to do this without having to double fee it, let's see, 65,000. I need another... I'm not going to do it yet. I'll wait till I do another big load, and then I'll do it. I'll buy them both at the same time so I can do them feeless. They said the best thing to do is actually save up about $200,000 and then just buy them all at once. That way you don't have to keep paying fees to unlock them. So that's where I'm going to be right now. We'll leave it at that, but we'll get that at some point. You can see where the progression goes, though. There, it is not just as simple as buying an engine. Once again, I wish I wouldn't have bought the DM3 and paid more attention to the licenses that I was purchasing. Though I really do use the licenses that I have been using pretty heavily. What is this? 119 tons. So like here, that's not a very good pay. How far is that going? Food factory in town? Okay, that's up there. That's not very good pay. There's supposed to be... Oh, deliver empty. That's why. Why is that a freight haul then? That should be a logistics haul. Idiots. Freight haul, 3 cars. Harbor Town. Oops, I got on the table because I was excited. That's 51 tons. What is this? 170 tons. Freight haul. That's worth 12. So once again, that would be that right there. Let's take a look and see. Those are both going to Harbor Town. And if I look on my handy dandy map, that's a pretty long journey. That is like almost all the way across the map. So I would expect it's going to cost us, with those engines, if that, to go from own to MF, it cost us $10,000. So it's probably going to cost us about $15,000 to $20,000 using our double lash up to get there. Is it worth it? Probably not. So we might be better off doing shunting missions. Those aren't very good pay. If that was 20, that would be different, but it's 12. That's not very good. So, no. What did I just do? Did I pick that up? I don't want that. I'll put it back. R. There we go. But we got shunts here that we can do. And these are both pay really well, actually. Those are unload to train, but this one requires more than I have. It requires long too. But I could do this one. Anyway, that gives you an idea of how to do it. I love you guys. Hope you have a great night. Definitely had fun doing this. And I will see you next time on Derail Valley. Goodbye.